I am going to go ahead and introduce our first presenter for today. And this is Felipe Muñoz, who is with the Empathic Practice. He is an internationally certified meditation teacher and life coach, working for more than a decade, training and coaching creatives and clients to find their purpose and align their actions and goals. Felipe is the founder of this empathic practice in Pensacola. It blends elements of traditional medicine, natural and non-pharmacological treatments, as well as mind, body, and spirit therapies to encourage patients to become informed partners in their wellness journey. His broad scope of treatments and therapy include mindfulness, meditation training, life coaching, health and wellness, coaching, massage therapy, Ayurvedic medicine, Qigong and yoga, medical marijuana evaluations. So he offers a full service. You can see all these different practitioners. And I know just in the last month, they actually moved locations earlier or at the end of last year. And they actually have even more practitioners than these and new practitioners there as well. So we are excited to have Felipe join us and share with us today, which we are going to be talking about the simple ways of setting your intentions, which I thought would be a great time to introduce that in the beginning of this class is a good time to start setting your intentions, because you're going to learn so much and you're going to be you're going to be overwhelmed sometimes by so much of the information that you will be learning. But at the same time, Felipe is going to help you to really get what you want out of this, and that's what's so important. So welcome, Felipe, and thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you. Can you hear me okay?
Sounds good to me.
Okay, perfect. So today we're going to be talking about setting up intentions. I think better than resolutions for the new year. I think understanding and aligning ourselves with intention is what really helps us thrive. Usually New Year's resolutions fail because they're not aligned with our core values, right? And then it becomes something that is more stressful to work with than really something that helps us to grow. So for this module, let's say, we're going to do some short meditations, more like visualizations that can help you to create a deeper connection with what is truly your intention. And with that, we're going to do through 3 different stages. One is going to be looking at your past and reviewing through a perspective of gratitude. So maybe looking at different aspects that were aligned with your intention that you are grateful for. And that sense of intention doesn't need to be something very specific, like, oh, my intention is to be to lose weight, or my intention is to learn Spanish. The intention can be something broader, something more emotional, or even something that it has an overall feeling that you can't describe, but you know how to feel. So it can be something like, every time that I talk with someone, my intention is to feel in my heart this specific feeling that maybe you don't know how to describe to me, and you don't need to, but you can feel. So the best way that I find to connect with that type of emotional response is through a meditative practice, where we can first recognize not only how we are, but where we are coming from. And through this exercise of gratitude, maybe the best way to reveal if you are aligned with your intentions, and even to put you in a better mindset to see what you want your intentions to be in the future. Then the second step is mindfulness itself. So the intention of being present, or the intention of looking at the present with intention, because we are beings that really connect with different with patterns. As humans, we're always looking for what are the patterns around us, and we kind of cling to them very easily. If you put and set an intention, it's easier to see patterns that are connected to that intention. I mean, you can look back in your life and probably realize that whenever you were getting ready to buy a new car, and you saw that commercial on TV like many, many times because that was the car that you thought that you wanted, and then you start seeing that car more often in the street. Or maybe you were having a baby, and then you start realizing, oh, look all this pregnant woman around me. Like everyone's having a baby now, and even something more simple than that. Um, Maybe you realize at some point that the FedEx logo has a little arrow on it, and you haven't seen that before. Well, after you realize that that's there, you're going to start seeing that over and over and over and over again. So we are beings that when we recognize patterns, we look for them and we start seeing them more often. Another great example, you wake up in the middle of the night, you bump your little toe on a bed, and then you immediately think like, oh my God, it's going to be one of those days. And then that's how your day is set up. So by changing your perception of intent and seeing like, well, I stubbed my toe, I should be more careful next time, you can look at intention and patterns of like being more careful. You're not going to be just seeing that everything's going to be against you, but you're going to be seeing it like how you have been careful throughout that day. The third step is like looking at the future. So more of a connection of hope and faith, not in a religious sense, but really looking into this intention and the force that it has for you to move forward with your life, knowing that when you nourish that hopefulness, you can really make changes physically, emotionally, and mentally that dictate how much more present that intention is in your life, or how much more quality of life you're going to see in future moments. So through another exercise in meditation, we're going to project ourselves in a future, a hopeful future, a future where we have hope and faith on ourselves for the actions that align with that intention that we're going to have. Feel free to get a notebook or have a piece of paper and take notes during this. Would recommend not taking notes during the meditation exercises, but between them. And let's just explore a little bit of these feelings and see what comes from it, because it can be something very new. Everyone feeling comfortable with that idea? You can just nod or raise your hand, and I'll just acknowledge that. If you have any questions, please jump in right now before we start the first meditation exercise. Okay, so I'm gonna assume everyone is okay with this. So let's start by just take intention in our position, in how we set up our bodies. An intention here that is important to have is the intention of being open to learning, of being comfortable, of being present, right? So when you bring that to the forefront of your mind, that intention, how does your body adjust? How do you sit down on your chair? How comfortable do you make yourself, right? And just kind of explore that, just experience that, just make yourself as comfortable as possible and see how that feels. And I know that like we're sitting on chairs, or maybe we're sitting at a porch, or that doesn't matter. It's about how we are working within the limitations that we have, and how what is to be as comfortable as possible in this situation, right? As open as possible. And then close your eyes. I'm gonna start like an induction of relaxation, just so you can get more in this mood. I'm gonna use singing bowls to kind of like follow through with this. But for this moment right now, as you're setting yourself in, bring the intention of just recognizing the space around you, the noises, and let yourself navigate through those thoughts that come and go. And pick the ones that are aligned with the intention of this moment. What are you looking for in this exercise, in this class? Why are you here? And this is just setting the intention for how you are going to move forward. When you breathe in and out. Now, what if you bring that intention to the breath? What if you breathe in the intention that you want your body to feel? The intention, intent that you want your mind to experience. Every inhale, this intent is more present within you. And you can feel more relaxed, more aligned with this intention, more centered. And it's okay, this type of meditation, to let your mind wander. Because whatever it goes, just let be aligned with the intention. And if it's not, you can choose to direct it. What's the most important part of working with the intention is the constant realignment. When you become aware of those patterns that you repeat, both the ones that you want and the ones that you don't, the one that once that awareness comes, you can choose what you do with it. Is your mind aligned with your mood? Is your mood aligned with the manner that you do things? So now that you may feel a little bit more relaxed, a little bit more in alignment with your intention for this exercise, I invite you to picture in your mind a movie screen, and you're sitting there in the audience watching this screen of your life, and you have a remote control in your hands, and I want you to choose the moments in your life that you want to watch that were aligned with the same intention that you have today, with the same intention that you're bringing to this class. You just move through your memories and you just watch them play. And pick the ones that you're the most grateful for. The ones that truly show you a life lesson that could align you with the intent that you bring here today. Let them be present in your mind, vivid. And as you recollect the parts of this memory that made it so important to you to be grateful for, you can recognize how that affected your life from there on because of the intention that you had. And you take a deep breath. And you can open your eyes if you want. And now, if you have a piece of paper, write down what was that stuck with you from that screen that you were watching. What came up that is in alignment? This exercise is not to be so much of a guided meditation, but it really is to give you a resource or a tool that when you want to set an intention for a task, as simple as, let's say, like working on your garden for the spring, you can take a minute, you can close your eyes, you can induce yourself into relaxation by just taking deep breaths and set your mind to be in alignment with that intention. Picture yourself watching that screen and you think about, like, what were the moments that I was grateful for that I did in the past, and it helped me to achieve that goal and that intention of maybe working on your garden last spring, or maybe go even back. I remember when I was a kid and I was working, I was visiting this nursery, and I was so grateful that I learned about this plant, and I was really intentional when I was visiting it, just asking questions about, like, what is this plant? What is this? So you bring that memory to the present moment. You use yourself and your story as motivation to what you want. Maybe it's not your story. Maybe you're thinking about, oh, when I was reading this book, this character, it was taking care of their yard. That was so inspiring. And I was reading that book with the intention of learning more about what is peace of mind. You thread the story and the narrative that really helps you to be motivated. And the intention is kind of the backbone of the narrative. It is what helps visualizing the patterns, to have the perspective around you. Like right now, if I ask you to, with intent, look at your room and see everything that is the color blue, you can do that. The same way you can look back in your life and look at all the moments that you intentionally wanted to be happy or intentionally felt happy. And when you connect that with a sense of gratitude, you allow your brain to truly create a mesh that supports the feelings that you have today that are positive. Which brings us to the second part, the second exercise, bringing that intention to the present. So now you have there what you're grateful for in alignment with your intention. And you want now to bring that intention to this present moment. So let's do another meditation exercise. You can close your eyes and let the common intention between those memories to come forefront. Think about it almost as a mantra, just resonating in your mind, repeating that intention over and over again. And we're gonna do 5 minutes of just that. Just you in the present moment, manifesting that intention in your mind. Almost like that word is just like moving and moving in an empty room. It becomes louder and softer, and other thoughts will come and go, and that's okay. But bring that intention to forefront whenever awareness is present that you're not aligned with that intention. So you're thinking about lunch, unless that is your intention and that's what you want to be thinking about, well, let lunch go to the background and bring to the forefront what is the intention for this moment. Okay, so let's do that. Close your eyes, take a breath, and just let that intention, if it's one word, one phrase, doesn't matter, just repeat it over and over again. Repeat it. It's just you in alignment with your intention. If that intention has a form or an image, bring that, illustrate that intention. Just let it be present. Picture what would be if that intention was present every day of your life. How it would affect other people around you. How it would make you feel. Bring that feeling to this moment. Feel it in your heart, moving through your body, and repeating that intention over and over again. These intentions borderline a prayer without with the universe, the presence of your hopes and connection with yourself and everything that you interact with. So when you make it present in your mind, when you bring to the forefront, you allow your actions to be in alignment, and it just naturally happens that everything will unfold according to that intention. And letting that resonate, knowing that now is present also in the background of your mind. And you can open your eyes and then maybe go back to your piece of paper and write down what was to feel intensely that intention in your present. Was that the intention that you really want yourself to be aligned with? Again, this is just teaching another resource, just another way. You don't need to have me guiding you through that. No, I don't even know what are your intentions. But you can allow yourself to really be deeply connected with them. And you can have one different every day. And just start your day. My intention for today is to not lose my patience. And spend 5 minutes just thinking that. And if you feel like there's any negative connotation at the end, you can choose how you word it. My intention for today is to be patient. Spend 5 minutes with that. What sounds true to you might not be true to other, and people have different intentions. But if you align yourself with your best intentions, you're gonna find that things do unfold in alignment with it, because your perspective is in alignment with that. So even if you do lose your patience at some point, you may realize that you didn't lose your patience as much as it would be if you didn't have that intention throughout the day. Now, for our last exercise, unless anyone has any questions to bring forward, I'll just move on then. We're going to talk about that hope, faith in yourself, because you brought that to the present moment. And now it's like how having that intention will unfold itself. And this is a great exercise also to work with goal setting, to work in small or large projects. And it kind of ties together what we did at the beginning is self-visualization, and what we did right now with an emotional connection with a subject. So again, make yourself comfortable and do any adjustments that need to be done. Look at your paper, look at your intentions that you have been building, see how they are progressing, see how what you're writing and feeling and expressing is in alignment. And let what is this intention that you want for the future to be thread in all this. So to make it a little bit more tangible, think about something like some project or a goal that you want for, let's say, the end of the week, so for the next 4 days, something that you want to accomplish that is in alignment with this intention that you have on hand. And once you do that, you close your eyes. And again, let's go first to a state of relaxation. It's always easier to our brain to connect with meaning when we are in a more relaxed state. It's easier for us to have better visuals when we are more easily relaxed. Take a deep breath, let go gently. Just show your brain that you're okay right now, that you are in a moment to be suited, to be swept by your own dreams, that your body can feel relaxed and your mind can feel centered and focused. You can tell yourself that. And if you act accordingly, you can believe that will happen. Everything that you put your mind into and you align with your actions can happen. And they will, at the pace of the effort and the patience that you put into it. Take a deep breath and let go slowly through your mouth. Just noticing your body and your mind changing. And bring to the forefront of your mind that goal, that project, what is that you want to accomplish at the end of this week in alignment with your intentions. And picture yourself back in that movie theater, watching that screen. And you watch on the screen where you are after that project is accomplished. You can see your body reacting to that sense of accomplishment. And you can feel in your heart what it is to have that goal done. It doesn't need to be something big. It's just something that you want to have done. Something that is aligned with this intention that is so present in your life. That you know you're grateful for all the moments that this happened before. And you know you're going to be grateful again for the effort and the work that you put in to have this done. And as this movie plays, you see the consequences of accomplishing it. You see how other people look at you because you accomplish it. You see how you look at yourself in a mirror for what you accomplish. And the feelings and sensations just move through your body because you got there. You know that you have hope that this was going to happen. And you work every step of the way with that feeling of hope that these results were what you expected. And you actually surprise yourself for how you dealt with all the challenges that came your way. But the faith in yourself and then things, they were gonna work out one way or another, really move you to this point of accomplishment. And I imagine that you might be curious how you got there. So as you're sitting in this movie theater, just watching yourself in this moment of joy and gratitude, you press the rewind button and you can see every day of the week that has passed between today and the moment that you accomplish what you wanted. And you can recognize the actions that you need to take in alignment with this intention back to this very moment of awareness, in alignment with the next action, the next step that after this class you can take, so that intention is aligned with your achievement and the actions that you take are realistic and feasible because you saw what you need to do to get there. Take a deep breath. Feel your heart. Feel your mind. Feel what this alignment means to you. And gently and slowly you open your eyes and write down what motivated you, how you are aligned with your intention, and the steps that you may have to take, knowing that you keep the faith in yourself and the hope on how you will achieve those expectations. Everything will fall in place because you're acting with intent. This concludes what I had to present, but I want to open for any questions, any insights, um, anything that I can do to be of support or help. And again, these were 3 resources, 3 tools that you learned today that you can do by yourself. If you do need to revisit this, and I know that we're going to have this class recorded, but really try to do this on your own. You don't need to do anything extensive. All these exercises that we did were 5-minute long. So you can just close your eyes or sit in retreat and contemplate these ideas, reflect, and allow yourself to dedicate some time to the things that you really want to accomplish. Better than huge goals and resolutions for the end of the year. Small, achievable goals with intention and alignment with what is important to you are much easier to complete. So that's why I wanted to exemplify with something that you can do in the next few days. And we all have something that we need to do in the next few days. But now you know how to put intention into it in every day that you work towards it. So thank you, Darlene. Thank you, Natural Awakenings. And thank you, everyone. Please just unmute yourself and ask questions however you prefer.
Thank you, Felipe. That was marvelous. I hope everybody got as much out of it as I did. I thought it was wonderful. I completely got into a whole different world for a moment there.
Thank you very much.
That was my pleasure.
Very nice.
Any questions? Anything that came up during this exercise that you want to share?
Felipe, do you still offer the meditation class in the park?
I do not, because winter is pretty harsh on us. and I have a newborn at home. I have a 3-month-old, so I'm trying to juggle a few different things right now. During spring, I'm planning on bringing that back, and probably it's going to be a lunchtime meditation. We'll definitely let you guys know at Natural Awakenings.
Okay, great. That was a free meditation that they offered in the park on Friday afternoons, and I know a lot of people enjoyed that. So I look forward to it being back, but I certainly understand you've got
Well, I have more. If you're interested in meditations, also just putting out there, you can look for Empathic Practice on YouTube. I have about 2 hours worth of different meditations there, motivational meditations, breath work, singing bowls. So that might be a good start if you're feeling like my voice is something that helps you to relax. Definitely, it's a way to go. But if you're looking for more information also on our services and some of the ideas and support that we provide, go to empathicpractice.us and you're going to find a lot more information there as well. Feel free to reach out to me. I know my email is in the contacts in the information that Darlene is sending to all of us. So please reach out if you have any questions or experiences that you want to share and connect. I'm here in Pensacola, but we can do Zoom calls, whatever you are. So thank you again for the opportunity, Darlene. And this was such a pleasure.
Felipe, I saw a question now on the
chat.
room.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah, there's a few questions up there. I'll go ahead and ask this one. How is it different or similar to prayers, meditation?
In the most traditional sense, meditation, it is more of like sitting in quietude and being just mindful of the present. So this you can do with Zen practices or Christian contemplative practices. And it's just like allowing yourself to be present, right? When we do, when we're praying, it's very similar to what would be a mantra meditation. So kind of like what we did in the middle of this, where you are just like repeating that over and over again. I think that's more common with Catholics. So let's say you're doing the rosary, you're repeating those words over and over again. It's pretty much like a mantra meditation. The ways that your brain activates during a mindfulness meditation, during contemplative meditation, are very similar. And though that's one is a Christian practice, the other one it's a Buddhist practice. The way that we pray and the way that we do mantra meditations or chanting, then your brain is activated in a very similar way as well. When we're doing a guided meditation, that is closer to what would be hypnosis. So your brain also activates different areas. So that's kind of scientifically speaking what is the most different parts of that. Now, in a more spiritual level, there's very little difference, because it's always about a practice that helps you transcend the moment itself, being that by being fully present in the moment, or being that by connecting with God, the universe, or with yourself, or with a sense of fate. So they're very complementary. They are nonetheless very important for how we develop as humans as well, because what we see is that those moments in silence, if that is like with a prayer inside, or just like observing and like in awe of the world, they are important for how we develop our sense of space and purpose, in our connection with the world around us and something greater than us. So I think that's how I can explain that.
Okay, well, thank you. I appreciate that. And that's very clear and easy to understand as usual, Felipe. We really appreciate you being here and providing this for us today. And thank
Oh,
you
yeah.
everyone for being here. And this connection with everyone is always very valuable to us. And I hope that you enjoyed this. If you have any questions, again, you'll have my email on the PDF. Email me any comments. Feel free to share. We're always inviting and love to have your feedback. So thanks so much, everybody. Have a absolutely wonderful day, and we'll see you next week.